Hi, Dave, aka Dark Dove, back with you. It's been a long time since I did a video update. Um, yeah, must be a year or so. Um, I've been meaning to do an update for a long time because mainly on charity shop, aka stroke thrift shop finds. But I decided the time is right to do one now. There's a charity shop here in Cork where I've been making some really nice finds lately. But the other day after work, I decided to pop in there, and periodically they will put out new vinyl. Now, this when I say periodically, I'm talking like months. But I check it on a regular basis. But anyway, last Tuesday, I think it was. Yeah, I went in there and I saw they put out a new box of vinyl. Um, Everything was marked at €2. Um, but I made some really incredible finds there. Now, I will point out some of these records are badly water damaged. Now, I'll show you the first one, which is the most. I actually have Bauhaus. This is one that I've been looking for a long time. Bauhaus. Bela Lugosi's Dead, 12-inch from, came out originally in 1979. I think this might be a reissue. It's very hard to, probably a reissue from later in the 80s. As you can see, the sleeve is quite a bit of water damage to the sleeve, and it's got a bit of a mold problem as well, so I'm not quite sure about what to do with this sleeve, whether I should keep it or not. You can see there's a bit of actually, yeah, there's a bit of the I've replaced the inner, but I'm just showing you these now. I'm going to clean these, but I just decided before I do that, I'd show you them just to show the kind of condition they're in, and generally. But anyway, yeah, I've been looking out for that for a long time. It's a pity that it's in such poor shape. Yeah, all of these clearly came from the same collection. A lot of post-punk stuff. I'll just show you some more. Yeah. I ended up leaving behind quite a bit of stuff. I'm kind of kicking myself now at some of the stuff I left behind, but mostly stuff which I already had. Or there was one or two more records that were really badly water damaged and had a bit of a mold problem. But anyway, Tim Buckley, Look at the Fool. I think this might have been his last album from 1973, and as you can see, that's yeah, that obviously must have stuck to another record at some point. Other than that, well, the record itself looks okay. It's in one of those. How do we replace that? Definitely does need a clean, alright. I've never actually listened to this record. It's one I'm not really familiar with the tracks on it. It's came out on a label called Discreet. Yeah, there's a few of his records that are really, I think Lorca, and Lorca I think is one of the really hard ones to find, isn't it? Never see that around, but Yeah, Tim Buckley, Look at the Fool. Now, Public Image Limited, Flowers of Romance, classic album from Public Image Limited. John Lydon's post Sex Pistols group, very, very, one of the seminal influences in post-punk. I have this on CD. Oh. And yeah, this is an album, I think, probably one of our last really, run of classic albums from that post-punk era. Yeah, they're still going. No, this has a bit of water damage as well to the front of the sleeve, as you can see there. Not too bad otherwise. John Lydon is back in the news again, of course, because he was his parents are both from Ireland. His mother was from Cork, here in Cork actually, and he was entering the runoffs to represent Ireland actually in the Eurovision Song Contest, which is something I thought I'd never. John Lydon, well, he, as it turns out, he didn't get. He wasn't picked, but yeah, is a very, for anyone familiar with the Eurovision Song Contest, it's kind of an annual cheese fest. Yeah, it's definitely not the sort of, and the song itself, the song is really interesting. It's not typical Eurovision fare at all. But anyway, I'm going beyond my. Again, staying with Public Image Limited. Now this is an album I didn't have on any format. This is a reissue of Metal Box. This would have originally when this was released as Metal Box, it came out in a metal canister. Originally released in 1979. This is a reissue from 1980 in a conventional gatefold sleeve, under the name Second Edition, and also it's worth pointing out Keith Levine, who's on the cover there, very influential guitarist, actually passed away last year. One of an absolute number of deaths of very prominent music figures in 2022. And it's something that still can, particularly a lot of figures from the post-punk world. Cathal Coughlan, frontman with Micro Disney, very prominent Cork band. Richard H. Kirk of Cabaret Voltaire. But anyway, okay. Yeah, this is one of the, condition-wise, this is in superb shape. No water damage or anything, and the two discs look really, really, there's like, from what I can see, no scratches or anything. Really, really happy to find it. Yeah, this would set you back quite a lot. Especially in this condition, I'd say you probably couldn't expect to pay less than, I'd say 30 or 40 euros for it. Like, so, yeah, this is the second. I'll show you the top find soon, but this is the second best of that haul for me. Absolutely delighted to find this. Now, two albums which I already have on vinyl, but I decided I just had to grab these. Well, actually, three albums I already have. Okay, I'll show you this one first. Yeah, I think you all recognize that, the Doors debut album. I didn't really, it was near closing time, so I didn't really have a chance to really have a good, but I grabbed this on the, I thought this might be an early pressing, but it turns out to be one that I already, a pressing that I already have, which is an early 70s German pressing, but and slight bit of a dish on the disc. Anyway, the Doors. And yes, the other Iggy Pop, The Idiot. I have this on vinyl as well. I have a 1990 repress. This is a fair, I don't think possibly a first pressing or an early pressing. It's not in great shape though. Does yeah, it might clean up okay though, but on that RCA orange label. Yeah, this was one of, you know, released around came out around around the same time as Lust for Life. Two albums he released in 1977, also in collaboration with David Bowie, who also features on this. And speak of the devil, I already have this on vinyl as well, but I couldn't leave this behind. I'm running out of time on the video, so my phone is running out of space, so I'll make this very, very quick. Okay, so yeah, I have this already, but I couldn't leave this behind. Yeah, I'm going to move low by David Bowie. Boy by U2. UK sleeve, and oh, sorry, the sleeve appears to be the Irish pressing, and the record itself is a UK pressing, 1980. Not a big U2 collector. Never had that album on vinyl, but anyway, there you go. One of, yeah, go through this pretty quickly. I have this already as well, but Ben Costello, you were getting this. Talking Heads, Fear of Music. Doesn't have a textured sleeve, so it's probably a slightly later reissue. Okay, now this is the daddy of them all. Am I still recording? I don't know. Okay, just back filming. Okay, I was running out of space on the cameras, so I'm gonna have to splice these three clips together. Okay, this is the big one. I nearly fainted when I found this. Now, many of you might not be familiar with Roger Doyle, but he's an avant-garde Irish composer. Anyone familiar with Nursewood Wound? He's on the Nursewood Wound list. This was his second album, released in 1978. It was an Irish-only release, and this apparently only sold. It's called Thalia, Thalia. Released on CBS. Weirdly enough, for such. This only sold 200 copies apparently, and that is something that Roger Doyle himself is on record as confirming, because he apparently checked with the record company, with CBS, and it had been deleted after something like 200 copies sold, because this is extremely rare. This is one of those really kind of white whale of Irish albums. It was reissued I think a couple of years ago by Finders Keepers label, but this is an incredibly rare original pressing, and it is in really nice shape. Just needs a clean. As I said, I haven't cleaned them yet because I just wanted, and I'm going to replace the inner as well. Tiny bit of water damage, but yeah. Roger Doyle, myself and Ben Costello actually, we went to, there was a documentary made about him. I think it came out about 2019. I forget the exact name of it now. I think it's called something like, oh, The Curious Something of Roger Doyle. Anyway, just look up Roger Doyle documentary, and it was not like there's been any others made about him. But we both went to see the film here in Cork, and it was shown in the local Triskel Arts Centre, and Roger Doyle himself appeared and gave a short performance. Piano, just played a few piano pieces, but yeah, this is one of his early, probably more avant-garde. He's still making music. I have a few of his CDs, but really delighted to find this. Yeah, I think I have about, I think nearly another minute. Yeah, so really delighted with these finds. This is definitely my best charity shop haul in a long time. I didn't get time to show this too much, or this, but yeah, absolutely, really happy to find this. Doors, and of course I'm keeping the Bauhaus one separate because it is quite moldy. I don't want to put it in with the others. So I'm gonna have some cleaning to do on a lot of these, but anyway, yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I think it's nearly up again. And apologies if this video comes across a bit weird, because it is going to be spliced together from 3 separate files. So thanks all for watching, and have a good weekend, everybody. And say hello to Pudding. Hey, Bud.